The Cleveland Browns quarterback room is suddenly the center of NFL drama, and the name at the heart of it all is Shador Sanders. For weeks now, the buzz has grown louder, fueled by whispers of discontent, trade speculation, and mounting pressure from ownership. And while the rumors have been swirling, Browns quarterback coach Bill Musgrave has stepped up to pour water on the fire, at least for now. Musgrave made it clear that Shador Sanders is going to get his chance, and there's no doubt about it. He praised Sanders' work ethic, pointing out the extra drill work he's putting in before and after practice, alongside fellow backup Dylan Gabriel. Both young quarterbacks, Musgrave noted, are just a snap or two away from being called into action, and that makes their preparation critical. He emphasized that Sanders is fully immersed in the game plan, working through every detail so that when the moment comes, he'll be ready. For Musgrave, the message was simple. Ignore the noise because Sanders is part of the Browns' plan. But the problem with noise is that it rarely fades. Reports keep surfacing that paint a different picture, one where Sanders isn't even taking reps with the scout team. Instead, Bailey Zappe, an emergency signing, has been spotted working in those roles. If that's true, it raises serious questions. Why would a player being billed as the future of the franchise be watching from the sidelines while others get those reps? Is there a hidden rift between Sanders and the coaching staff, or is the team deliberately keeping him on ice to protect him? That contradiction is what has fueled the speculation. On one side, you have Musgrave insisting Sanders' time is coming. On the other, you have reports suggesting Sanders is barely participating in key drills. And when those mixed messages hit the rumor mill, it's no wonder fans and analysts have started to wonder if something bigger is at play. Ownership's role in all of this only adds more intrigue. Jimmy Haslam, the Browns' owner, has reportedly taken a hands-on approach with Sanders' development. According to Colin Cowherd, Haslam wants Sanders on the field sooner rather than later, with whispers that by Thanksgiving, Sanders could be the Browns' best quarterback option. Cowherd even painted a scenario where, if the team stumbles out of the gate, Haslam could storm down after a string of losses and demand that Sanders start against Minnesota. Haslam knows Sanders isn't just another quarterback, he's a brand, a name that puts Cleveland in the national spotlight, and potentially the future face of the franchise. The stakes are high because the Browns can't afford another lost season. If the team continues to falter, the calls for Sanders will become impossible to ignore. Even a glimpse of his potential, a few flashes of brilliance in limited time, could send fans into a frenzy, clamoring for him to become the permanent starter. That's the tightrope the coaching staff is walking, balancing the need to develop Sanders at a controlled pace against the relentless demand to win games now. And it isn't just Browns fans who are watching. Across the league, rival teams are circling like sharks. The San Francisco 49ers have been mentioned after Brock Purdy's injury left them suddenly vulnerable at quarterback. With a playoff-caliber roster, the 49ers can't afford instability under center, and Sanders' name has emerged as an intriguing possibility. Reports from outlets like TalkSports even noted 49ers fans flooding social media with trade demands, urging their front office to make a bold move for the young quarterback. The Miami Dolphins are another franchise keeping close tabs on the situation. After Tua Tagovailoa's shaky start, marked by costly turnovers under pressure, Dolphins fans are already calling for change. Their frustrations mirror those of Browns fans, an impatience with inconsistency and a hunger for a fresh face who can push the team forward. For Miami, the idea of Sanders in aqua and orange has sparked excitement. His swagger, his star power, and his skill set feel tailor-made for a city that thrives on spectacle. For now, though, the Browns aren't budging. Musgrave's comments were designed to cool things down, to remind everyone that the process takes time and that Sanders' development is part of a bigger plan. He stressed that Sanders is getting work at every level, honing his craft and preparing for his eventual shot. But as reassuring as that sounds, the reality is clear. The longer Sanders sits, the louder the speculation will become. And every time he's left out of scout team reps or shuffled behind emergency signings, that speculation grows sharper. At the core of all this is the question of control. The Browns want to manage Sanders' development on their terms, but the NFL is a results-driven league. Losses bring pressure, forces change, and change often comes faster than anyone expects. If Cleveland keeps losing, the demand for Sanders to start could overwhelm any carefully crafted timeline. And if the front office resists too long, the whispers of a trade could turn into real offers from teams desperate enough to pull the trigger. This is what makes Sanders' situation so fascinating. He's already a star without playing a meaningful NFL snap. His jersey sales, his presence, his connection to Deion Sanders, everything about him draws attention. For a franchise like Cleveland, that spotlight is invaluable. For other teams, it's a tantalizing opportunity. That's why this saga feels less like routine development and more like a chess match, with every move scrutinized, every rumor dissected. So where does this leave Shador Sanders? Right now in limbo. He's officially the Browns' future, but unofficially, his role is clouded by mixed signals, internal pressure, and outside interest. Musgrave's public defense was meant to settle things, but instead, it may have added more fuel to the fire by highlighting the contrast between the message and the reality on the practice field. What happens next could reshape not just the Browns, but the quarterback landscape across the league. If Cleveland caves to fan and ownership pressure, Sanders could take over before the season's midpoint, ushering in a new era for the Browns. If they resist, the tension could fracture the organization, leaving the door open for rivals like the 49ers or Dolphins to swoop in with trade offers too tempting to refuse. Either way, this isn't a story that's going away. It's building by the week, layered with contradictions, speculation, and the undeniable magnetism of a young quarterback whose time is coming, one way or another. Do you think Bill Musgrave's confidence means Shador Sanders is guaranteed to get his shot in Cleveland? Or is this just a smokescreen to buy time while the Browns figure out their next move? Should the 49ers or Dolphins take a gamble and trade for him now before his value skyrockets? And how do you see this saga playing out in the weeks ahead? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the latest updates in this unfolding drama.